families estranged, most of them. And they are truly warriors of our justice system because they file and file and file, and maybe they win. Maybe they save her life. Maybe they get her life without the possibility of parole and spare an execution. Here's the thing, though. This case turns on coercion, allegations of coercion by the Texas Rangers. Texas Rangers in our state are our pinnacle of law enforcement. You've got to be a super trooper to become a state trooper, and then to become a ranger and an investigator with the Rangers. They investigate law enforcement when there's allegations. They're an independent law enforcement agency that investigates local law enforcement agencies. And we're blessed to have them. And in this case, did something go down? I don't know. We're talking about a crime that occurred in the early 2000s, as I understand it, and a mother of 14, did she discipline her kids with corporal punishment? Did she discipline them too fiercely? The father pled to an offense of failure to supervise, a criminal offense, right? You know, he's taken responsibility for that. So, you know, as you're weighing these newspaper articles and as you're weighing all these things that are going to come at you talking about this crime, when we're talking about the ultimate irrevocable punishment, by God, we ought to be right. And two, you got to remember that the jury of her peers has to vote 12 times for guilt and 36 times for punishment, right? So that's 12 times guilty or not proved beyond all reasonable doubt. And then 30, there's got to be 3 more sets of unanimous votes in the punishment phase for a death sentence. That's a pretty overwhelming burden beyond reasonable doubt. And that's the state's burden, and that's pretty evident to many observers, which is why this topic's so divisive, that the state met its burden because you got those votes. You don't get those votes willy-nilly. And it's very difficult to set them aside, and it should be, right? Because we're talking about the death of a little baby, and most of us can't think of a more appropriate punishment for that kind of crime. Anyway, more to come on this topic soon from the studio.